I did not film the actual bookshelf tour, so that's where this comes in. Excuse if you hear any voices. It's my cousin upstairs playing the VR headset. Anyway, so on the top shelf, I have my elephant and my ice cream cone, but moving that out the way, I have quite a few books up here that I need to read. One of the main ones that I really want to get to, like sometime in the next like 2-3 weeks, is Harlem Rhapsody. I got this from Half Price Bookstore, I believe. Was it Half Price Bookstore? Yeah, Half Price Bookstore. Anyone who's a Black reader, y'all know. I don't need to go into that much detail, but I wanted to read this one. I want to read Sally Hepworth's The Soulmate. Her thrillers are pretty damn good too. There's actually a book that I got from my New Year's trip, and that is it's a Nordic mystery, multi-POV, called Your Absence is Darkness. This was in my Franken Muth video. This book actually, How I'll Kill You, was actually a Dollar Tree find. I said, interesting. And the way it was placed, y'all, I swear to God, like if this was like the shelves at the dollar store, it was like Bibles up here, Bible here, Bible here, and then the book was like right there. I was like, hey, interesting. Interesting placement. You know what? I like that. I don't know if it was intentional or if it's just the universe being like, hey, come get it. I'm like, I got you. So I definitely picked it up. I'm definitely gonna read it. It sounds very interesting. It's like it's a family. So it's sisters that have killed before, and one of the sisters, she finds a new candidate for the family to, off unalive. But then she ends up starting to like him. So I feel like it's very much like a prey predator situation. Turn maybe it's not romance whatsoever, but I mean like she starts to like him at least. So I think it gives like a little bit of like context and some complicated feelings and situations between her and her family. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. I also have Firstborn Girls. Definitely need to get to that. I have some other weird, see, here's the thing. I get a lot of my books from the thrift store, and a lot of these books I have gotten from the thrift store for over the course of like 6 years now, maybe 6 years, because I started getting books when I came out here from the city to help take care of my Nana. And she and we used to shop till we dropped because we had no sense of anything, to be quite honest. But we always shopped smart. We always shopped at the thrift store. We always shopped at like Goodwill, Savers. That was our favorite location. Over in Hoffman Estates, the best shit, the best stuff. So many good things. And I would get a lot of my books from Goodwill, from the thrift stores. So a lot of my books were cheap. So when you see these books, just know that 9 times out of 10, I paid less than 90% off these books. Like I paid like damn near nothing for these books. So a lot of these books are accumulated from thrift stores. So if you see any and you're like, I've never heard of that book before, that is why. Actually, I'm gonna bring y'all a little bit closer. Let's see. I don't wanna. There we go. Maybe y'all can see that a little bit better. But yeah, so like books like A Density of Souls by Christopher Rice. I don't know if this author was problematic or not. I don't know. The summary sounded interesting, and I got the book like 4 years ago. I'm definitely still gonna read it. Magpie Murders. And tons of other books up here too. But I do have The School for Good Mothers over here, so I'm definitely gonna be reading that. I have What the Nanny Saw, and this book called Wild Game. This one, I think was it the book of the month? No. I got it through some other way, but it is a book of the month book. A lot of these books are book of the month books, but they're all from like Savers, thrift stores, that type of thing. I think maybe like 2 or 3 of them were from book of the month. I think, which one was from book of the month? I think one of them was a Sally Hepworth book, and I think maybe 2 other ones. I can't remember. I didn't keep the subscription long enough because did not have the funds for that, so I had to cancel it. But that's for my top shelf. The second shelf strategically, I put Edgar Allan Poe along with this 3D printed like skull that my boyfriend made. I know he has a 3D printer. He's obsessed, and I apologize. But I thought it was like really cool to have like I don't know if it I don't even know if it was like I don't know if it's like a Greek god or anything, but just like having a wise guy and then having the skeleton showing, it gives very much to me the combination of the complexity of a human, but also like the mortality of death and mind, and sometimes the psychological aspects too, because the head is at the top, even though it's not showing the brain necessarily, but just like all the different factors that come together and make us who we are and how they impact us. So I was like, let me put that by Edgar Allan Poe, because if you know Edgar Allan Poe, very dark, very interesting poet, okay? Some very interesting, like, morbid poems, and I'm kind of a morbid girl. So I was just like, yes, definitely. So they're in the middle because this is more of the collection books, and this is one of the collection books that's more of like, I'll read it like if I want to read a story, but it's not like I'm going to read it from beginning to end, because baby, this thing is thick, okay? Look, I don't think I can read this within like a month. I don't even think so. This thing is over 1,000 pages. And I think the back of this, oh no, these are just like notes, but still, there's this bibliographical and textual notes. Still a lot. It's over 1,000 pages with all the tales and poems of his in here. But yeah, I don't remember where I got it from. Oh wait, I think I got this one. I don't remember if I got it from New Orleans. No, not New Orleans. I don't remember. I got it from somewhere. Like I said, I don't remember where I got these books. So over here, I have some other books. I have The Girl Who Smiled Beads. I've had this book for years now, and I need to read it. If you don't notice so far, I have a lot of Black author books too, and I just need to read everything that I have and move on to reading more. But I do have a mix, obviously, of Black authors. I have a few Indian authors. It's a mix. I just like good books. I just like books that really sound really good, so I'm gonna read it. Yeah. But I will say though, I prefer Black romance. I've read white romance. I've read that my entire life with fanfics. And it's very tiring. It's very exhausting when you put yourself in a BTS fanfic and you wake up and your hair just flows down. I'm like, that, it starts to piss you out. So I only read Black romance, Black or interracial romance. As long as my female main character is Black, that's all that matters. Everything else, I'm not reading it anymore. I just don't care. It just doesn't relate to me. I don't want to. Maybe non-white, depending, because I'm just picky on my romance too in general, to be quite honest. Because sometimes these romance books dull the hell out of me. I'm like, y'all boring. Okay. If you see my other video, I think it was The American Roommate? I got bored so fast because they kept saying each other's name when we know these were the only two characters that were introduced. Like, why are you saying, hi, Sarah, bye, Billy, blah, 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 Sarah, blah, 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 Billy. You're the only two characters we know. We know who you are. You don't need to keep reiterating it. Let's move forward. Like, it was so frustrating. But that's just me as a reader. Like, can we just get to the point? Anyway, so over here, I have a mix of some fantasy books. I'm gonna move the face real quick. I have We Are the Dying Gods and We Are the Origin by C.M. Lockhart. I started reading this a long time ago, and I haven't gotten to finishing it. So I'm going to be restarting it. And C.M. Lockhart is Chelsea. She actually has her own YouTube channel and her own business where she actually has Black books, Black authors on her website. So she actually platforms Black books. And on her website, she has her books, but also she has other books that you can purchase. Yeah, I follow her content as much as I can because I follow a lot of people, so it's hard to keep up with everybody. But I do follow her content. I do love her videos. And she talks to a lot of different authors, so you get like a broad scope of different Black authors. Maybe you've never heard of them before. Maybe you're like, oh, interesting, I've never heard of your book. So you get a variety. And Chelsea writes books about Black girls who aren't all that nice. And you know me, I love me a complex Black female main character because we are not a monolith. We can be messy, we can be complicated. And with I forgot what was her name, Brandy. With Brandy, she's messy because technically she's used as a weapon by the gods. But now she's like, oh, y'all starting to piss me off. Like the gods starting to piss her off. So she's like, you know what? We gonna fix this shit. So I'm like, oh. So she's definitely a very interesting author. You should definitely check her out. Yeah. All right. I have A Discovery of Witches, a huge book that I need to get to. I also need to watch the show. Kind of complicated. I have, I don't know if this is controversial. I don't know. We're going to skip over that one. But I have We Were Never Here and Yesterday. And Andrea Bartz does pretty good. I started it. I didn't get the pull. So I'm going to give it a second chance. And like I told y'all, my rule of thumb is if I don't like a book, if I DNF a book like cold-heartedly, like I'm done, I'm not trying it ever again, it's going to get sent. It's going to get donated. So literally, the books that you see on here, there is a 50% chance that they might get donated. So there's going to definitely be a book. There might be a book that replaces it. So yeah, keep that in mind because I don't keep books I don't like. Why would I keep books that I don't like and I don't read just to say I have it? That's stupid. I'd rather have a collection of books that I've actually personally read, personally liked, and have personally challenged me. I'm not going to keep books that I don't like. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But apparently people do it. I can't. Because, no, I don't like keeping things that serve no purpose to me. If you don't serve a purpose, if you're not filled with joy, what was it, Marie Kondo? Like, if it doesn't spark joy, if it doesn't make me feel happy or anything, I don't want it. Get it away from me. And if it happens to be a book, yeah, bye. Finito. I'm done. So I'm going to move you guys down. Let's move on to the next shelf. Okay, I might squat down a little bit. My microphone is dirty. I don't even use the top, to be quite honest. I don't use that. But over here, I have Toni Morrison. I have Zora Neale Hurston. Some more Toni Morrison. A book that my Nana had called You Never Said Goodbye. She never got the chance to read it, so I'm going to read it. I have some classic books. I have Jane Eyre. I never read Jane Eyre, but I was like, ooh, I want to have some classic books. Now I'm like, let's actually read the fucking books, okay? I have The Color Purple. I've seen the movie. I'm not reading the books. I'm not about to be traumatized all over again. But having it is definitely very crucial. So definitely. Ophelia, I have This Is How You Lose Her by Junot Diaz. I have another book by the same author. And it's The Brief and Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. That book is so freaking good. I highly recommend it to everybody. It's very sad. Okay? It is very, very sad. But it's good. I read it in college and I just recommend it. It's a sad story because obviously it's a brief, wondrous life of Oscar Wilde. So Oscar's life is brief, but it's good. Okay. Jane Austen. I have Passion of Dulce. I don't remember. I think this was from the thrift store. I was just like, ooh, this sounds kind of cool. So I have that. I have Mask of Flies. Endgame. I have J.L. Seegers. I have Reclaim Me. But I also have my first and only Tia Williams book. So I have 7 Days in June. I will definitely be getting to that one. Over here, I have Brain on Fire. This is actually I think it's technically an autobiography where this actual person who, I think it was Susanna. I mean, not Susanna. Oh yeah, I meant the madness. Yeah, play Susanna. Susanna, she had just had her birthday. Like, she had just had turned like 24, and all of a sudden she started having seizures, and she never had seizures before. Yeah. She never had seizures before. All of a sudden, she started to have seizures all the time. They did an MRI scan. They checked everything out, and her neurons were firing all over the place. And she had never had seizures before. And me, as a psychology major, it's so fascinating. Neuroscience was a hard class, but very beneficial, because stuff like this happens. Like, our brains, us as human beings, are so complicated, and it's so weird because things can change in a blink of an eye. Like, nothing is set in stone. You could be fucked in a minute. I'm just saying, like, you could just be like things change. Like, our bodies and our brains, they're constantly changing, they're constantly evolving, and you can go from not having seizures, being completely normal, to having seizures every single day out of nowhere. And it doesn't have to be like in an environmental change. It doesn't have to be like a food intake difference or whatever. Like, the body's complicated. It's not simple. And I hate the fact that some people may try to simplify it. It's not. We're very complex as humans. Sometimes a lot of the complexities are very heavy and daunting and frustrating and hard to understand, especially with certain people. You know, I'm going with when you're like, who would do this? And it's like, those people would do it, because we're such complex human beings that there's so many varieties of us as a human being that is kind of insane. Like, things just happen. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's so complicated. But also, that's also why I'm reading that metaphysics book for like 30 years. I believe in the complexity of the universe and everything. Like, nothing is set in stone, nothing's simple. Everything is so hard to understand, and we are never really meant to understand it. Like actually, like, fact by fact. We're never actually meant to understand anything about the universe and about ourselves as like human beings. But we can learn a little bit along the way. But things are going to change still. So it's just like, what the hell? I think that's the point I'm really trying to get here. I have Mysteries of Udolpho, some more Jane Eyre, some more classics. I have Oscar Wilde. Interesting author. I read one of his books in college. I forgot which one, but that book was interesting. Oh, why is it over here? Oops. The Brief Wondrous Life is over here when I already read it. Oopsies. My bad. I'll put you over here. Yeah, some more classics up here. I didn't intentionally put classics here. I was just putting the books up. All right, moving on. Is there more? God damn it. Okay. All right, down here, I have Housemates, The Lion Game, Downfall by Evelyn Sola. She was also at the Black Book Festival thing that I went to. So I got her book. I have The Other Black Girl. I watched the show already, but I'm gonna definitely read the book. I was listening to it, but I DNF'd it just because I was like, I have the book. Just read the freaking book. I have V.C. Andrews, because I watched the first movie on Lifetime. I'm a Lifetime girly. I love Lifetime. I watched the first one on Lifetime, and then I watched all the other ones. And James Maslow from Big Time Rush is in If There Be Thorns and Seeds of Yesterday. Oh, so good. I was so shocked to see him. But I have the books over here because I want to read them too. And I also want to get more of V.C. Andrews books, to be quite honest. Because V.C. Andrews, as an author, I believe she had passed away. But her stories are so, like, dark and weird. The families are incestuous. It's crazy. But I have fun. I watch the movies all the time because I'm like, they're just so entertaining. I don't know what to tell you. I love it. This book my brother gave me for my birthday a few years ago, called Rat Rule 79. Yeah, never read it. I don't even know what it's about, but I kept it because my brother gave it to me. So sometimes I like my brother. Sometimes I do. I have a few other books here. I have Song of Achilles, Elisa Foley. The Once and Future Witches over here. We need to talk about Kevin. I've never seen the movie and I've never read the book, so I gotta do both. That'll probably be a separate video for here and probably also for Substack, because I like to do both. I'm gonna try to move quick because I don't like being on the ground with these spiders, dead or alive. And I'm gonna be off camera because I can't get a good angle, so you're just gonna hear my voice. I don't think it matters. All right, so I have Listen to Your Sister over here. So I got this from Barnes & Noble. I didn't spend any darn money, okay? I used my gift cards, okay? I don't spend money at Barnes & Noble. That's my rule of thumb. If I have a $5 gift card, I get something that is $5 or less. So y'all can pay the tax too. I don't pay that, okay? I have One of Us is Lying. I know it's a show. I still need to read the book. I have The Fever, A Secret Kept, Pretty Little Wife, The Perfect Mother by Amy Malloy. I don't think I read this one. I think I read a different book called The Perfect Mother. I have The Year of the Witching. I did DNF'd it 2 years ago. When I get back into it, I have Gods of Shade and Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I read her other book. It's on my read shelf, but really good, so I'm gonna read this. A Dream of Waking Life. I actually got this from the Fan Expo over by me at the Rosemont, not Rosemont Theater, Rosemont thing, whatever, convention center. And it's an indie author, and his wife did the graphics of it. I'll show you. She also did the coloring. She also made the coloring book. So yeah, doesn't it look cool? I'm definitely gonna read this. So yeah, it's about a character named Matthew who goes into his wife's dreams, and I believe it was his wife was missing, if I remember this correctly. But definitely, I'm gonna read it. Check it out. I recommend y'all to find this if you can, and hopefully this author is not. Hopefully not, because otherwise it'll be DNF. Not even DNF, it'll be donated real quick. So I'll double check on that myself. Then I have Good Sister, Sally Hepworth, Sarah Vaughan, never read her, but the story sounded interesting. Charlotte LaPena, because Charlotte LaPena is good, okay? That's my girl. I have All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda. I think I started it once and DNF'd it, but I don't remember anything, so give it a second chance. I have So Let Them Burn. Same thing, I started it. The bookmark is still in there, but I haven't finished it. There we go. Yeah. I'm gonna get back to it though. Another Charlotte LaPena book, Stranger in the House. I have The Saturday Night Ghost Club. I'm gonna give that book a second chance because I did DNF that last year. Alone in the Woods, Shirley Jackson, The Haunting of Hill House. I had found out the show that was kind of based off of the book, and then a book called Captive that I don't know if anyone's ever heard of, but yeah. And then at the very bottom, I have some Lisa Jewell that I need to read. Only one Lisa Jewell book that I need to read. The Dancing Girls, Waterfall Effect, Devil's Knot. I believe this is based, yes, a true story of the West Memphis 3. I don't know who those are, but I love stories about not true crime, but like true stories of like weird spiritual things that happen, seeing different things, like seeing like Bigfoot, Mothman, that type of stuff. I love it. I eat it up. I have Rotten Tommy that I DNF'd and I need to read it again. Block Party, DNF'd and I need to give it a second chance. Forgotten Girls, other thrillers. I don't have to go through like each single one, but there's a lot of thrillers on here. Pen Pal by Dathan Arabach. I read Bad Man and I absolutely love it. That book was so good. That's Not What Happened. I think this came out like 10 years ago probably. A lot of these books came out several years ago. But moving on. I have Make Me a Monster because Kaylee Barron is good. Cinderella Is Not Dead is on my other shelf. Have The Ravens, Bring Me Back, a thriller, horror type story. Not related to the movie Bring Her Back. I thought so, but it is not. Summer Sons, The Forgotten Girl, The Lovely Bones. Never seen the movie and never read the book either. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's some things that I just haven't seen or read. The Stolen Child, Gone Girl, Career of Evil, and Last Seen Alive. So, yeah. I'm just gonna angle y'all this way. So yeah, these are all the books that I need to read. This is approximately like 143 books, and then the books I have read is roughly about, I think it was like 138 I counted. So it's almost even. So it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. And the fact that I was able to fit all of them on this shelf is purely magical. I thought I was gonna have to stack some like up at the top here. I was scared. I was really scared, but it worked out. Do y'all want to know the books I read already? Maybe I can find my crowd of people. Let me move my fruit snacks. So let's go ahead into the other bookshelf real quick. Top, I actually have the BSM. I just put the BSM over here because it's not an active book to read, but I definitely use it like I mentioned before. I have She Started It by Shion Gilbert. Highly recommend it. Some Shirley LaPena, These Violent Delights. I liked the book. I didn't love it, but I did really like it, which is why I kept it. Like I said, I'm not keeping books I didn't like. It was a good book. I will say that. Some parts I had to like take some time to process what the hell they were talking about and where they were. I'm like, what? It was kind of like watching, what's the one show that my boyfriend was like, oh, you need to watch it. I forgot the name of the show. I'll probably like insert it here or something like that. But it gave me like that because it's just like, it felt like it was hard to follow sometimes of where they were and how the town was set up. So I was just like, huh? But still good book overall. I have The Girl with Stars in Her Eyes. That one was really cute. I read this like 3 years ago. I really liked it. I do have The Kiss Quotient that I read a long time ago too. I did keep it because I do like it. Like I said, just not white romances. I'm just not reading white romances anymore. I'm just done. We read it so much. We consumed it so much with old romances. Like, what was it? Like While You Were Sleeping. Every rom-com during that time, Never Been Kissed, all of them. So it's like, I don't want to read that. I just don't. Not enough. Now, if you give me a thriller about white people dying, that's where you have me. Like Lisa Jewell, eat her up every time. Give me a girl missing, I love it. I'm salivate over it. Give me that. I have The Ex-Hex. That one was a pretty good book. I kept it because I liked it. I have The Change by Kirsten Miller. I love the book. I saw people who said they hated it. I'm like, I don't know where y'all hate now. This book was good, okay? I have Catherine Stedman, The Family Game. This one was good. There was another Catherine Stedman book that I had started. I DNF'd and I donated it because I didn't like it. But The Family Game, baby. This was my book, okay? This book was good. It was really good. I highly recommend it. The Disappearing Act was pretty damn good by her as well. I have The Lost Apothecary over here. Now, here's a book that I don't think anyone has ever heard of. It was in the book of the month, but I highly doubt anyone else knew about it. But China Room by Sunji Sahoda. Pick this up. This book is good, okay? It covers our female main character. She is getting married into a family, and in the family there are 3 brothers, and so now there are 2 other wives that are already there who've been married. And the thing is, I believe they're in India. In Punjab in 1929, they can't see, they're not allowed to see their husbands. So she has to wear a veil so she doesn't know which one is her husband. So her and the other women, when they're not around the men, they have it off. They can cook, they can talk, they can hang out with each other. And none of them know which one is their husband. I'm like, interesting. I didn't know if this was gonna be like a very like depressing book. It's not depressing. I find it entertaining. I found the book very interesting, especially for the time period. Very interesting, sometimes fun, because literally the fact that they're all like, I don't know which one is my husband. And so our female main character is trying to figure out which one is her husband by like the sound of his voice or whatever, or at least like trying to pick up like which one could be her husband. But then she ends up starting to feel feelings for someone. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I'm gonna need you to read it, because I was like, what is this? I was like, what is happening? It's really good though, and the twist behind the brothers, I was like, oh, so this is just this. Okay, so we just got some issues with the family as well, so it's just a lot going on. But I highly recommend it. Read it, pick it up. It's dual POV, and the other perspective is from a young man who arrives at his uncle's house in Punjab in the summer of 1999 to shake an addiction that has held him for more than 2 years. And so he rides out his withdrawal at the family's ancestral home in the abandoned farmstead. So really it's Mahar's story, the female main character, but also the young man's story too, because they're interconnected through family, through lineage. So you're really just getting an understanding of what the future looked like and how he's reflecting on hearing the story of Mahar and Mahar's journey of living in this situation, living as a wife. It's good. I had fun. It was fun, and then it got sad a little bit, but then it got frustrating, and then it got good. And for a short read too, like this book is not long whatsoever. Read it. I don't tell people what to do, but I will tell you to do that. I have Ink Blood Scribe over here, and I have Arsenic and Adobo. Arsenic and Adobo was fun. Okay, next shelf. I have Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute, because I love me some Talia Hibbert. Already read it. One to Watch is the only one that I kept. It's technically interracial. It's a white girl with an Asian guy, but you know, anyway, I digress. But it was good. This was one of the first books that I read to get me back into reading after like not reading for like 10 years. So I was like, I'll keep it. The book was actually good too, and I actually got this book of the month. So Yinka, Where's Your Husband? Read it. Yinka's family is a mess. I wanted to nothing but everybody, okay? But Yinka's also slightly crazy. And I like crazy in the sense of like, oh, something wrong with her, but like, girl, can we focus? So maybe a little ADHD. I don't know. The Dating Plan by Cierra, an Indian couple that's a romance novel. So hit that one. I just talked about you. Next up, I have is Monica Walters, who I also met at the book fair. I have City of Saints and Thieves already read. Nicholas Sparks, I Walk to Remember. It's the only Nicholas Sparks book and movie I will ever watch. Okay, The Notebook, trash. If you liked it, sorry. I don't watch movies that piss me off. And literally, I watched 2 minutes of The Notebook, I swear. Maybe not even 2 minutes. I'm exaggerating. But I watched like the first few minutes of the movie, and I was annoyed. What do you mean this guy is threatening to jump off of a Ferris wheel if she doesn't go out with him? She don't even know him. That's creepy. And y'all thought that was cute? No. Also, he's writing her letter every single day for a year. Stalker. Don't like that. I Want to Remember? Cute. Cute, okay? I still cry at the movie. And Mandy Moore is an amazing singer. And I cry every single time, okay? I watched it a few days ago as I'm filming this. And I still cried. God damn it. Still makes me emotional. I have some more Talia Hibbert, Get a Life, Chloe Brown, Take a Hit, Danny Brown. I did read the third book. I don't own it. I read it through Kindle Unlimited. I need to buy the book. Daisy Jones and the Six, really good. I'm not watching the show because they made, I forgot, what's her name? They made the wife the villain of the show, and I said, no, I'm not watching that. I'm not entertaining that because she was a victim in this mess, okay? That was rude. Whoever directed it, whoever produced it, you're rude, and your shit stank. And your mama. Like, I don't like it. Bridget Jones' Diary, I had to keep it. After I just said, I was like, I don't read romances anymore. I read this a long time ago. The movie is funny. Colin Firth is good in it. It's the only one I'm gonna keep. Okay. Like the only like contemporary rom-com I'm gonna keep. In the corner, I have Great Expectations. Read it, liked it. I have Freud. I have Stephen King's Nightmares and Dreamscapes. Another like collection that I'm not gonna fully read, but I did read the entire Freud book. This thing is a monster. Okay, I'm gonna try to be careful. Yeah, you see this? I read all of this. You hear that? Oh yeah. This book was loved. Is this a bookmark still in here? Hell yeah, it is. Oh yeah, this is my Freud bookmark. I actually got it at the Freud museum in London when I went there. I actually went to Freud's house. That was fun. I actually got to see the spot where he unalived himself. That was fun. Okay, because Freud Freud said, I am not existing and going through pain for the rest of my existence. Just to, you know what, just do it right now. And he actually told his daughter to do it. He told Anna to do it. Anna said, no, I'm not going to do it. He said, fine, I'll do it myself. I was like, you know what? I admire you for that, Freud. So yeah, Freud bookmark here. Because I was like, yeah, that's right. Like, why would you keep on suffering? Like, I think it was like after a doctor's appointment when he found out like he had not cancer, but it was like something that was like really severely wrong with him. He said, they're like, oh, with treatment, you can last another 5 years. He's like, why the fuck would I do that? Just to be in pain? Just to be throwing up? Not being able to sleep? Losing like my sight? Absolutely not. I'm just gonna go right now. Peace. Like, I respect it. All right, moving on to the next one. Okay, so over here, I have Batman, The Maidens. I kept The Maidens, even though it kind of frustrated me a little bit. But mainly because of the ending, because it didn't make sense. The person who it is, it made no sense. But it made me think, because I was just like, how could that possibly be? So I spent much more time thinking about the ending and how that could be plausible versus hating it. So I was just like, you know what, valid, I'll keep it. Ruth Ware, Death of Westway, Miss Westaway, I read it. The Hidden, was it In the Garden of Spite by Amelia Bruce, about a female SKer. Good book. And she had a valid reason to unalive all those men, okay? I'm just saying it. You got a reason to do so. I have Wicked down there. I'm not reading it, but I've seen the play, and I'm keeping it. I have not seen the Ariana Grande one. I don't care to. I like the one on Broadway. That's just me. I have Little Fires Everywhere. I have The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Cinderella is Dead over here. Their Vicious Games is over here. I love Their Vicious Games. Oh, so freaking good. Joelle Wellington. That's my girl. Okay. That is my girl. What else is under here? Some, what is this? Caught in the Trenches, Volume 2. Oh, this is a book that my dad gave me when I was working in the education system. And I ended up working in the education system for 10 years, and now I'm over it. The Yellow Wallpaper. It's a very thin book. I tried to watch the movie. It was bad. It was on Tubi. I was like, damn it. It was an indie movie too, but it was weird. I didn't like it. But yes, so it's a story of a woman who is kept in this room after giving birth, and she believes that there is someone in the wallpaper. And her husband's like, you're going crazy. You're going nuts. The thing is, he's drugging her too. So it's wild. It's interesting. I loved it. Pick it up. I also have Big Little Lies over here. Read it and watched the show. The show was good. Okay, that show had me in a tizzy. Okay. Shailene Woodley. Oh yeah, those kids who acted in it too, they were good. They were really good at that. The Graces Out of Body, really, really good. Highly recommend it. It is a black thriller. Loved it. Woman in the Cabin 10, some of the Lisa Joel books that I read, and Alan Wake. My boyfriend played the video game and he bought me the book because it's a video game and then they made the book. And then I bought him the, I bought him the typed out version to keep. So he has that as a gift. So I read it. The book was pretty good. He's obsessed with the game and the soundtrack. Please help me. Alright, squatting. Down here, childhood books that I read. The ones I turned around is HP. Love the books. But that heifer is not getting credit on my shelf like that. So I know what they are. And I know they literally got me to start reading. But that heifer will never see the light of day. Her name is not even going to see the camera ever again. That's what I can do as a middleman. I have Esperanza Rising. I absolutely loved that book as a kid. I used to read Dear America Diaries. Oh, I don't know if I read all of them, but I used to read a lot of these. So I found one. I was like, I need it. Just to have like a collection of books that got me to start reading. I love me some Margaret Peterson Haddock's Among the Hidden. This is Among the Brave. This series, baby, I loved this series. And so the series, if you have kids or teenagers or preteens or whatever, I'm gonna crouch right here real quick. Get up in your business. It's about families who can't have more than 3 children. And so the main character, Trey, he's a 4th child, and so he stays in the basement. And one day he sees across from the field and he sees another house. He sees the basement light go on and off and he sees a little girl there. So he's like, oh, I'm not the only 4th child. And him and her started a revolt. Love it. Till you tried to pick it up. Good. Okay. I also have But Not Buddy. Absolutely love this book so much. I loved it as a kid. I still love it. It's highly entertaining. The fact that Bud thought he was encountering vampires was very funny. A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. This one was really good. I didn't read it as a child. I read this a few years ago, but I wanted to put it on the shelf. Same thing with Conjured. Really good book. I need this as a movie, like ASAP. It's about a girl who has no memories of her past, but then she starts to have dreams. And the dreams are very weird. She sees like a circus and fire and that kind of stuff. So she doesn't know what that means. But there's also people like out to find her. So she's like, I don't know why you even looking for me for. I don't know what's going on. And so she exhibits powers. Yeah, it's twisted. It's cool. I like it. I recommend it. Especially the twist at the end. I would have loved to have seen it like as a graphic. Asylum, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I did not read the very, very last one because I was like, I think you guys are talking a little bit too much, so we're gonna keep moving forward. Paper Towns, Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. I have over here. I have Hate That You Give. Behind my fan here. Down at the very bottom, because I don't know if I'm gonna keep moving. I'm just gonna squat. Okay. So down here, I have a lot of my nonfiction books. So I have Barack Obama's books. I have Martin Luther King Jr. books. I have The Pact, which is actually a story about 3 doctors and how they actually made a pact to elevate in their lives and to support each other. So the story follows all 3 of them through their different journeys in life. I have Trevor Noah's book. I have Issa Rae's book that I read and absolutely loved. I have African Glory. I read this in my African American culture club. The Deep, House of Hollow, Beasts of Ruin, Children of Blood and Bone, The Blonde Dies First. I have a lot of my other indie Black authors that I found that I met at the convention. So Shay Davis, A.A. Lewis, Shamika Araby, and Casey Mills. So I have those over there. I have the Potomac Falls trilogy. Messy. That family is messy. Loved it. The Marriage Contract. Was it The Dom and the Banker? There were some discrepancies in there. I will say that. But not bad. Grimoire Noir. That was good. The Ivies, Tender Beast, Wayward. Absolutely loved it. We'll always talk about it. Bottom shelf. Oh Lord, I gotta get down here. I do have the Bell Jar too. I have Quiet, which is a book about being an introvert, which is why I hate Tony Robbins so much. Because why would you want to change your personality? Change who you are. There are ways to elevate yourself. There's ways to improve, how to be a little bit more, to like be able to talk to other people. But why look down on your introvert nature? Hate him. Always have hated him. So seeing everything pop up of him being and all that kind of stuff makes sense to me. Never liked him anyway. But Susan Cain in the book Quiet, she talks about what it's like being an introvert. What does it mean? And how to really just own and love the fact that you are an introvert, and how very important you are to the world as an introvert, and how that isn't something bad, that you should really just be proud of who you are. So thankfully, thank you to Susan Cain for that. Because Tony Robbins, I also have Well Read Black Girl. My mom gave this to me years ago. I read it. Yeah. I have To All the Boys I Loved Before. I love the trilogy. I did not watch the last movie. No, I did not. Okay, because John Ambrose McLaren is the only man that she should have been with. Peter Kavinsky in the movie is nicer than a Peter Kavinsky in the books. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. If y'all read the books or if y'all have seen the movies, Peter Kavinsky is trash. Okay, John Ambrose McLaren is the best. And the fact that he was played by Jordan Fisher made me very happy because he is very fine. Okay. That made me very excited. When I saw that that they were recasting and he was gonna be John Ambrose McLaren for the second movie, I said, I was so excited. Okay, because that man is just so fine. I love it. Down at the bottom, I have Sing Unburied Sing, My Dark Vanessa, The Vanishing Half, Snooki's book, Nicole Palizzi from Jersey Shore. She wrote a book, loved it. Little Eve, You'll Be the Death of Me, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, Cemetery Boys, that was really good. The Cursed Child, She Is a Haunting, that one was good. It also was very trippy for a minute there. I had no idea what the hell was going on. I had to reread like quite a few chapters. The Wife Upstairs, Mexican Gothic, the one by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, loved it. Shari LaPena's Not a Happy Family, really good. Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth was really good. That's when I got into her. I have Firstborn by Will Dean. Death at Morning House, that one was good. Read that. Death at Morning House by, who is this? I think it was Maureen Johnson. Yep, Maureen Johnson. The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. Read that. My Sweet Girl by Amanda Jayatisa. I don't know how to pronounce her name. But check her out. I believe she's not Indian. She grew up in Sri Lanka. Yeah. Read her books. Okay. I'm going to need y'all to do that. Thank you very much. Her book, You're Invited, that one was really good. That one was twisted too. I liked it. The Guest List by Lucy Foley. No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall. The Stranger Upstairs. Lucy Foley's The Paris Apartment. I have Velvet in the Sun. I got that from the bus stop, the metro stop, when I was taking the train back home. I was like, this sounds interesting. It was very interesting. Like a lot of times I was very confused. I had to reread it again. And then in the very back I have Behind Her Eyes. I watched the show on Netflix. I liked the show. I'm still frustrated about the show. I'm frustrated about the book. But it's not like in a bad frustration. It's just like, Jesus Christ, y'all. It was a lot going on. Okay. But yeah. So that's all I have for you guys. If you like this video, be sure to like it, comment below if we have any similar books. If you read any of the books I haven't read yet, please ignore this donation pile over here. Yeah, that's got to get handled eventually. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. And until next time, stay magical. Bye.